I mean, these players just aren't good enough. I mean, when you look at that starting 11, there's probably 5 players that I would genuinely get rid of, and then another couple of players that I would loan out to try and develop them. That you're talking about a quarter of the squad, a quarter of the first team that simply isn't good enough to like regularly be trusted to contribute at the highest level. And this isn't even anywhere near the highest level what we were dealing with today. So, um, yeah, I mean, it was pretty sad. It was a pretty sad display for a long time. Pretty sad that we can't leave Harry Kane out of a match day squad
Yep.
against a League One relegation threatened side. Pretty sad that we have to bring on Lucas Moura and Harry Kane and Oliver Skip. Like we can't give our best players a day off in maybe the easiest game that we're gonna have this year. It's pathetic. It's the state of the squad is absolutely pathetic. And I really had hoped that with the appointment of Antonio Conte, that it would signal a change in the way that the club approaches the way that they do business. But we're 9 days in. January is now almost a third of the way gone, and we haven't done anything at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, we're you think about Conte, his first game, how much energy, and he was riling up the crowd, and he was galvanizing the entire club. It seemed, breathing life back into it. And now, the efforts of one man can only go so far. You can literally just see the life force being drained out of the man. Um, it'll be one of the darkest days in a long time for Spurs if and when Conte decides that this is not worth his time. I mean, easily this is the worst team he's ever managed. So
Clearly, by some way, probably by some way. With Ndombele, right? He gets substituted off after an absolutely disgraceful display. He's walking off like we're winning 5-0. Harry Kane has to go over to him to hurry him up, and he walks even slower. He gets booed off the pitch as he's walking down. He goes straight down the tunnel. I mean, is that very telling for you? Is he off this January?
I think he wants to be. I think everybody wants him to be at this point. I mean, there's a few truthers that still are holding out hope, but I mean, it was a microcosm of Ndombele's Spurs career. Let's face it, there's been very, very few bright moments for him in his 2.5+ years. At this point, personally, and I really did hope that things would work out for Tanguy. Every time that we switch managers, I think maybe this one will be the one that gets a tune out of him. But at this point, I would honestly give Ndombele away for free to anyone that would take on his wages. I mean, this is a classic example of sunk cost fallacy. We can't look at how much we paid for him. We can't look at what we could get for him on the open market. We owe him 36 million in wages still. If somebody wants to take that on and take that off our books, I think it's like everybody has been in a workplace where someone is being paid too much to do too little, and they're not applying themselves, they're lazy, they don't. And listen, it's poisonous. It's poisonous in any workplace, let alone a team environment like you see at a football club like this. It's no wonder that at times over the last couple of years, other players have been looking around and saying, "Hey, man, I'm getting paid pennies compared to what this guy is getting paid. Why should I be working my ass off when he can't be arsed to do the right things, eat the right food, train properly, apply himself?" It's hugely, hugely frustrating, and this was a question that we had on one of Brian Daigle's streams on Tottenham on Tour, which, by the way, everybody subscribe. They're getting close to 2K.
Checks
But
in the post, Cody.
We've eclipsed
hit it.
2K,
We've hit
mate.
2K.
We've eclipsed 2K. Come
We're
on.
almost
Oh,
at
right on, right on.
2,100. But thank
Nice.
you for the plug. Your check's in the post, Cody.
Absolutely. Listen, there was a question asked: who do you think is the weakest link in the squad right now? And everybody had their answer and everything. And my answer was Ndombele, because not only is it a problem for all the reasons that I've just spoken about, but that's resources. That's like either one really great player on 200K a week that we could be paying, or two quite useful players that could be improving our starting 11. So it's just an awful situation with Ndombele, and it reached a bit of a boiling point there today.
Cody, your thoughts on Harry Winks today?
I think he was really good. I thought he was our man of the match. I don't think that Grandpa Brian, I know you're like still back there watching. You're Mr. Positive. There's no way he meant to do that. No way. 0% chance. Okay.
So
that
Cody,
was
Cody, on that, do you think he meant the corner as well that Dele Alli flicked on?
yes.
You reckon? Okay.
Yeah, I think he did. But and then he was looking thirsty after that. He had that one shot from outside the box. It was almost another worldie. Like, it's listen, some of these players that have been under criticism for a long time by Spurs fans. There's nothing that any Tottenham fan wants more than to see them be successful. So when you see a player like Harry Winks, who appears to be turning a little bit of a corner, and let's take it with a grain of salt because it is Morecambe, but he's playing better than he has in three plus seasons. So it's great to see. If we could get a couple other reclamation projects over the line, maybe it would only take a few players in the January window for us to sneak into that top 4 spot.
Well, for me, it just ties into what you were saying. When you went back to tagging Ndombele, you're not eating right, not training right, not whatever, and he's earning that much. It's why you got to give people like Winks and Ben Davies a lot of credit, because we know for sure they're nowhere near the wage that an Ndombele is, and they have taken this opportunity and really grabbed it with both hands. And it just goes to show, like you said, the poison that Ndombele could be with what he's earning and the way he conducts himself. He's got to be one of the first to go, hasn't he?
I just don't. I've never seen a player less interested in doing his job.
It's crazy, isn't it? For the amount of money he's earning, it's just absolutely crazy.
He's done more than Son.
It's mental. Yeah. 200 grand a week the guy gets, and he can't even be asked to make a pass today. I mean, every time he got the ball, he lost the ball today, pretty much every single time. I mean, let's talk about a bit more positives from today. I know the positive is we're into the next round. Harry Winks, you've spoken about. Anyone else comes in for some positive praise today?
Not really. No, I mean, nobody really covered themselves in glory. I thought Ryan Sessegnon had some bright moments. It was interesting when Conte inverted the wing backs. Obviously he wanted them cutting in on their strong side to try and make those crosses. So Sessegnon, it's good to see him back from an injury, and we have to hope that he can stay healthy now. Lo Celso, 88 minutes from him. I just don't want to wake up tomorrow morning to find out that he's going to be out until March. Brian
He's
Hill,
out until the Argentina game, apparently.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Him and Romero. Brian Hill, I think, is one of the players that could really use a loan move. We have this awful habit of bringing players in who are not quite fully developed players, and then they fall behind in the depth chart and can't get regular playing time, and it hurts their career trajectories. I mean, when was the last time that we developed a young player without sending him out on loan?
Yeah, we haven't. I don't even think we have.
No, we haven't. So if these players at 19, 20, 21 years old aren't ready to be playing a key role for the team and getting regular minutes, then they need to go somewhere where they can get that exposure and hopefully become the players that with the potential that we bought, because Brian Hill, he's just a kid still. So it's important. These are very important developmental years for him. We can't be squandering them.
Would you say that's the same case for Japhet Tanganga as well?
Yeah, Japhet's in a bad way right now, but that's another perfect example where it's like, how is he supposed to improve or even maintain a level of consistency when there's nothing that replaces actual time in a game. There's nothing that replaces time on the pitch. You can train all you want, you can do your shadow exercises and everything like that, but nothing can replace the intensity of being up against an opponent. And we saw in the Chelsea game, it's just ever since the Man City game, first game of the season, it seems like it's been steps backwards for Japhet, and it's really hard to watch because he's one of our own, and everybody wants Japhet to succeed. But he doesn't really appear to be good enough at this point, and it's questionable as to whether or not he will be. Most certainly, it doesn't look like he's a good fit for Antonio Conte, who wants to be able to play out from the back. That's kind of Tanganga's weakest part of his game, is being able to be on the ball and make passes, and that was evident. That first goal against Chelsea midweek was, I'm not going to put it all on Tanganga, because there was an opportunity to pass the ball forward and Højbjerg went straight backwards. So, he was unnecessarily put under pressure, but that's a very simple play that he should be making to complete that pass to Emerson Royale. And it was just costly. And today, that's just terrible defending. He's marking nobody, sticking a leg in. How is it that a corner is getting all the way onto the foot of an attacking player in the middle of the 6-yard box? It's comical. It's comical defending, and I'm just hoping that he's a little bit low on confidence at the moment, and you would understand that from a young man who's bounced around and not been given regular playing time. But whether it's a loan move, or I don't think I would even be opposed if some of the rumors about him being included in a deal for a player from Juventus there, who is it, Kulusevski. I don't know. I don't think I would be too torn up if he was moved on at this point.
All right, Cody, always great to speak to you, my friend, and we shall speak to you soon, brother.
See you later, buddy.
All right. Yeah, back Conte, you bald prick.
No comment.
Love that, Cody.
Glory, glory.
Glory, glory, my friend.